Hi everyone, it's Congressman Seth Moulton. America is under attack, not by foreign bombs or invading armies, but by something just as dangerous. The slow attack on democracy, whittling it away right here at home. Domestic enemies of democracy, those who traffic in lies, division, and fear, are doing everything they can to tear this country down and to tear us apart. But when so many Americans are checking out, exhausted by the chaos, you're checking in. When cynicism is an easy path, you've chosen action. And in the great American tradition of volunteers, you have always stepped up when it matters most. That's why you're here, and that gives me hope. So thank you to Dream for America and Dream for Action for bringing us together. Days like today remind us that despite the hate, despite the setbacks, we are the ones defending democracy, and we're not alone. This inaugural DemocracyFest is more than a conference, it's a statement. The fight is far from over, and we're in it together. So thank you for your service, for your commitment to a better future, and for having the courage to fight when it matters most. Right now, under Donald Trump, our government isn't solving problems, it's creating them. I'm in Congress today because I know firsthand what happens when leadership in Washington fails. In the early days of the Iraq War, a war I disagreed with, but was proud to fight in alongside my fellow Americans, we didn't even have the basic body armor we needed. Marines and soldiers were welding pieces of metal to their trucks to survive. And on a particularly rough day, a young Marine in my platoon, a corporal, came up to me and said, "You know, sir, you ought to run for Congress someday so that this stuff doesn't happen again." Now, he used a Marine term for stuff, but you know what I mean. And he was right. So I came home and after some convincing, ran for Congress to do just that, to help change Washington, to make sure that government doesn't fail us. And I've been willing to work across the aisle to do it, including by passing the 988 Mental Health Hotline. That's a bill I co-authored with a veteran across the aisle, and it shows what public service is all about. That's also a reason why it matters to keep doing this work, because for all the dysfunction in Washington, for all the things that are not happening, for all the things that Trump is breaking, we're still doing some good work, including passing laws like 988 that are saving lives every single day. I was speaking to a group of middle schoolers on the Capitol steps not long ago, and they were wondering what we do to make a difference in their lives. So I told them about 988. I shared some statistics about how many more lives are being saved now that we've established that 3-digit hotline. Turns out they weren't too impressed by the statistics, but after I took my picture with those middle schoolers, a lady from a different school group came up and she walked up to me and she said, "I'm sorry to interrupt you, sir, but I just want you to know that your bill saved my daughter's life." And then she introduced me to her 13-year-old daughter. That's the work that still needs to be done. And that's why I founded Serve America, an organization committed to getting more leaders into Congress who can do that kind of work, who are not going to show up just to talk, to prognosticate, to take some position on issues, but to actually get things done. It's a new generation of leaders, veterans, teachers, nurses, organizers, people who have served the country before, whether in the Marine Corps or in the Peace Corps, whether in Teach for America or in the State Department. These are leaders who know what it means to make sacrifices for the greater good, sacrifices for our country. Back in 2018, the last time Democrats were in this position with Trump in the White House and Republicans controlling the House and the Senate, Serve America veterans accounted for more than half the seats that Democrats flipped in the entire country to take the House back. We won big. And since winning is what matters now, our veterans are on the line once again for 2026. In 2026, I believe the Democrats have a chance to win not just by a little, but by a lot, to make a generational change in our politics, to reclaim ground that we've ceded to Republicans for too long. Like on the economy, because for them, a strong economy means the rich get richer while working families fall behind. We need to show what fiscal responsibility actually looks like, what it means to pay your bills as a country and not pass a big bill that just raises the debt that all our children and grandchildren are going to have to figure out how to pay back. What it means to have an economy that works for all, where everybody has a chance at the American dream, rather than just offering you tax breaks if you've got private planes. We need an economy for the future that can take on AI, and if we lead on the economy, I believe we will win on the economy. The same is true for immigration, because cruelty is not a policy. What ICE is doing is horrific, and that's why some of us in Congress are really standing up strong against ICE. But just opposing Trump is not enough. We've got to show how we can make immigration work for America for the future. And on national security, I just talked about how veterans have been so important at winning back Democratic seats, taking them away from Republicans. Well, we are clearly the party that's strong on national security. We are the party that can keep our country safe while Trump is coddling Kim Jong-un and Vladimir Putin, embarrassing Zelensky, the freedom fighter in the Oval Office. Let's show what America looks like when Democrats hold the flag. True patriotism, as my mentor, the Reverend Professor Peter Gomes, said, is loving your country enough to do something about it. That's what you're doing. You're doing something about it. It's time for Democrats to lead again on the economy, on immigration, on national security, and on democracy itself. So here's what I'm asking of you today. Recommit to service. Tell your friends, your classmates, your coworkers that this fight matters. Your voice matters. Your vote matters. And this is the time to step up and volunteer. You don't have to wear a uniform to defend democracy. You just have to show up. That's the amazing thing about our country. And the stakes in 2026 couldn't be higher. I'm optimistic because I believe in you and I believe in the future that we can build together. So let's get to work.